Everyone. Thanks for joining us. As normal, we'll wait about 5 minutes for people to join. Hey guys, thanks everyone for joining us. We're just going to wait another couple minutes for a few more people to join, then we'll get started. Cool, let's get started. Firstly, I would like to say thank you for everyone for joining the call. I know everyone really cares about this initiative, and unfortunately we've had to make the decision today to stop, and this is no longer a pause. This is a stop altogether. This is mainly due to the government's guidance being released. Also, I'm just pulling up my notes. Sorry. It's due to the fact that additive manufacturing is supposed to be the bridge, the stopgap between injection molding, and more injection molding companies have started ramping up production. And another main reason is a lot of the other 3D printing initiatives have now stopped as well, printing due to that guidance. Over the week, we have been looking into more CE testing, and we've made other options, but we made the decision that it's just not viable for us to continue on the current path, and we're relying a lot on companies' generous works, and a lot of the industry. Our partners are from industry, and the main issue is we rely on those to do a lot of the work for us. Within distribution, packing, etc., etc. And as time moves on and people start to go back to work now, we can't rely on them as much, which will, if, for example, one of the partners have to say, no, they've got to go because their business requires attention, then they've got to go, and this initiative will fall down anyway. So we're a community effort. We've been doing this as a community. What we're going to do now is we're just going to grow our community a little bit. And what I mean by that is, with all the face shields that we haven't been able to distribute through to the UK because of the legislation, the guidance, we're going to be shipping them to non-EU countries, people that will accept them, potentially places like Africa or Moldova or other countries that can accept them. And these face shields will be used by someone across the world who are in desperate need of them and are in a worse position than the UK in requiring PPE. I'll say my thank yous to everyone at the end, but I just wanted to pass on to some of the admin team members who are on the call, and they can say their thank yous, and we'll take some questions and we'll wrap it up from there. Annie, mate, do you want to quickly give a word?
Yeah, so I mean, none of us really wanted to give this news. Basically, like we've spent the time since we paused printing, looking into all our options, looking into the time scales, the funding, sort of quantities we'd need to put out. And as Jay said, we're so reliant on basically people who aren't ourselves, basically like donations and people being generous and companies being generous, that we're grateful to everything they've done so far. But right now, moving forward, we don't want to jeopardize what we've already built up so far by trying to get over sort of run somewhere without knowing where we're running into and what the consequences of that are and so on. But we just, exactly what Jay said, we're focusing on making sure that what we've already put in doesn't go to waste, that people do get these people who really need them more than we do even. And yeah, that's basically it. And we just wanted to thank everyone for everything they've put in so far for us.
Awesome. Cheers, mate. Phil? Phil?
Where to begin? I don't know. I just want to thank obviously everyone in the Slack who joined us. I don't want to think this was all for nothing. Like Jay said, we will be getting those out to non-EU countries who's willing to take these visors. I want to thank some people from our partners, Andy and Mark from Buybox, who were awesome in giving us a logistics to get those visors sent to IGUS. The CEO and the marketing CEO and one of the other guys, Adam, you're better with names than me. You're going to have to thank them because they've been brilliant as well. Kev from one of the plastic suppliers, I won't say who it is, but he was willing to donate 1.5 tons of the right plastic to us just before we had to halt. Rob from the Slack, who was willing to cut all that plastic into shields for us. Just all the people along the way that we've sort of picked up and were willing to do stuff. You know, other groups have had a lot more money than us, and we were managing to do stuff with a lot less. So it's just that was down to the support of these guys and how they helped us out. Igus with their hub, you know, and also all the other admins that aren't with us at the moment. That, you know, we had a bigger team to start with, and it doesn't detract from anything that they've done. The fact that they're not still here, or for whatever reasons, that they did an amazing job when they were. So I just want to thank them, and that's about it, Jay.
Cool. Cheers, mate. Adam. I think Adam, you're muted. Yeah. Okay. We'll get back to Adam. Verdum, yeah, mate.
Yeah. I want to say thank you to everyone. Obviously, I was doing the social media stuff, so thank you to everybody who flew the flag for us. People posting stuff in the media channel, on socials. You know, it was because of you guys that we were able to do what we were able to do. I want to echo what Phil said. The admins that aren't here, people like Pat, Therese, Jacob, you know, people who put in so much work to this. All of the admins that are here as well, Jay especially, Adam, Phil, Alfie, you know, Annie, everybody. Just, you know, we're as frustrated as everyone else, but I'm really proud of what everyone was able to do. But yeah. Thank you, guys.
Cheers. Cheers, Adam. Adam, you figured out your mic stuff?
Yeah, sorry. I completely missed the unmute button when I started talking there. Yes, but first of all, everyone who's ordered filament, that has been shipped to you. The last load went out today. I've seen a lot of people have been receiving their filament through. But one of the biggest things I think I've possibly put out is to DPD, who provided the logistics. All that filament that everyone's received has been provided by DPD for free. So without them, it would not have left my house and got to you guys at all. Again, Mark from Buybox, he's been awesome with anything Buybox. They've literally, it's hard to understand without understanding the ins and outs of the system, but for a company that normally deliver to the box to be able to turn their system around the other way, turn on systems that have been previously phased out because it works best for the way we were trying to do things. They've literally bent over backwards for us. And the same with some of our other partners. That they've just gone. A lot of people have gone the extra mile to be able to try and enable this, as well as I'm sure you guys helping print all the parts, everything. And I've said this a couple of times, but I originally started making the website. I was planning on trying to turn something around in 3 days, which was a lot of hours and not a lot of sleep. And then Alfie comes on board. He's a far more qualified developer than I am, and just completely knocks out the park the ordering system that you guys have been using. And for something to be turned around that quickly, it doesn't happen. Like the testing and in business, you'd never see a system turn up like that in that kind of speed without spending vast amounts of money. And he's literally put in the hours. We both did for the initial launch of it to get that all online. I think without, yes, as an admin team, we are a core unit obviously that have turned this on and made things happen the way that they have. But the important part here is it's not about what the admins have done. It's about what our partners and the community rather, if I can speak properly, have done to be able to get the vast amount of parts together. I've already seen some questions about it. I'll save answering the quantities and what's going on in the future to the questions. But yeah, it's been a horrendous. my English is completely failing me. It's been a massive effort to get all this done, working horrendous hours, all to make this into what it is. All of us, I think, just wish we could have done more, to be honest. But yeah. Jay?
Cheers, mate. Let's go and answer some questions now, and then I'll say my stuff. I'll give my statement at the end of it.
I just want to say thank you to all the other groups as well. Obviously, we've talked a lot about what we've done, but you know, people like 3D Crowd, Makerversity, Print for Victory, Shield, like Med Supply, all these people who they might not have been doing the same thing we were, but just everybody that's given their time and effort to do all these things has been amazing. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Cheers. Right, so let's go through some YouTube questions because there doesn't seem to be many on Slack. How many visors do we have to distribute out the EU? Roughly, I think it's around 30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, who will be coordinating distribution to non-EU destinations? That'd be me and the admin team, mate.
Yeah, that's at the moment. We're looking at a couple of different avenues for that. So it's got to split between me and Jay, looking at some slightly different options. Once we've got something finalised and set up, we'll put out a statement saying as such exactly what's happening with that.
Okay, cool. Duncan, what's happening to the 30,000 that will not be able to distribute to the lack of visor screens? We are sourcing screens, and I'll answer the questions. But Duncan, I've also just read your message. How are you going to afford shipping these abroad? We've got a lot. We're going to be receiving help from our partners, and as I said, we're in talks with a couple different potential people who can help us ship and other initiatives.
One of the key points that in every meeting with any of our partners has always been an agreed point. It isn't even necessary to be brought up in any of these meetings that we will not put any of these that are of acceptable quality in the bin. They will get shipped to somewhere on this planet that can use them.
Exactly.
Outside the EU, they don't have the same rules. It's not a matter of are we going to. It's a matter of where do we get the screens from. Plenty of partners that are willing to foot the shipping bill if needs be. That's not an issue at all. It's just getting it all together to happen, which is the difficult part.
Awesome.
Mickey's put people didn't print these to go abroad. They printed them for the NHS. Why not donate them to another competitor? Competent UK-based organisation, because they're still not certified. We as a group would still be liable for them, so we can't. They've got to go somewhere where they're not covered under this new legislation.
Yeah. And again, if we were to give them to another group to then have them distribute them, because we are the original manufacturer, we still hold that liability. I believe that's correct. Anyway, I stand to be corrected on that, but
yeah.
The other issue with that, what Adam was saying, was someone else would then just need to get it certified as a separate thing. Like, no one can just lump it in unless they haven't gone through that process already. But we have considered this, and that I just wanted to say it is something that we considered, but ultimately it's not feasible. Sorry, Jay, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Mickey Mouse, mate. I can't seem to find your name on Slack, so if you want to drop me a message, we can potentially talk about it on there. But we've been working at this for the past 2 months, like 20 hours days, and we've been working our asses off because all we wanted to do was help people. I'm a university student. A couple of us are university students. We've taken time out of our lives to just sit and solely do this. And we're as hurt as everyone else. that this is the way it is, and sometimes things don't work out like the way they were supposed to. But we're helping 30,000 people, and I think that's something we should just all be so proud of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like Tim said, it doesn't matter what it says on their passport. The reason why they've released this document must be because they believe that they can source these things in the UK from existing suppliers. So if we can help people who can't source them, that's just as important.
Yeah. Okay, so my
Chris
just
probably best fits on me, unfortunately. So I have points pending. What happened to these? So we did announce before, and also with a letter that was put out in Slack, that filament redemption would be turned off as of Friday. That was true. I deliberately didn't actually turn it off because I wanted to be able to catch anybody else who fell through the net. I actually turned it off. I think it was last night. So unfortunately, if you've got points pending, first of all, if you wanted 1.75, no can do. We are completely out, and the 2.85, unfortunately, there is a little bit left, but because of shutting down, that's been sent back to the people that have donated it, for them to give towards other educational and COVID related causes.
Great. Okay, cheers. Mickey Mouse again. Yeah, mate. That's fine. I'll reach out to Annie. Cool. John, yeah, I agree with you. Alex, do you have the final total of distributed advisors? Yeah, it'll be about 32,000 when we're done.
Guy, how can we be sure they're safe to ship abroad if they fail CE? So if you go and buy something direct from China, you can't necessarily guarantee that it's been through a EU or UK approved quality control. In theory, we're following the same set of rules. If those countries have rules that those parts are required to meet, then that would be to that country to set those, and obviously we can then deal with that depending on where they get sent to. In some countries out there that just don't care, they want anything over nothing, because they've got nothing. So we're trying to just help wherever we can, which is more the key point.
And also to add to that, it's ultimately like beyond just like people taking anything. What we have produced they're not bad sizes by any means. Like they have passed the requirements that BSI needs in order to be approved, but ultimately we're just not. We know that we have all the characteristics we need to pass CE, but we haven't actually gone for it. So we have not failed CE, and so aside from that requirement, like we are sending like good quality items out. Like it's not dangerous, it's safe to use. All of that is like covered.
Yeah, again, all of the parts that we'll be sending out have gone through the quality control that obviously you guys are all aware of how rigorous that is to make sure that we are only accepting good quality parts.
Cheers, Mary, for that. Yeah, we're all really disappointed. We're all upset about this. We're doing the best we can. Duncan, to your message, mate. How long is it going to take you? Current rate will be 15 months. No, we're probably looking. The difference is we don't have to assemble each individual one now. We can just, they're already in boxes at IGUS. Just batch them up with unassembled sheets into a box and freight them over.
Yeah, the key point is obviously with seeing a comment there from Duncan Pope, how long does it take you? At this rate, it's going to take 15 months. First of all, you've got to remember that you live in a country where the rules are very different to other countries, and the requirements here are rather strict. So here, should we have to go through a CE process? It's not for us to ship a CE approved product. If we were still on that road, it's the packaging. Everything's got to be set to a certain standard. You've got to have instructions per individual packeted item, where sending these to various other places, that they're not so strict on that because they just want something. They just want to protect people with something which does the job it needs to do. And if it's not got the right packaging or whatever else, it doesn't matter to them. Where here, unfortunately, we live in a country where that kind of stuff has to be followed up as well because of the legal ramifications of it. So, in a way, obviously, we're in a better situation than some of these people, but we're in a position now where the best thing we can do is just help somebody. The other option, as I said, which obviously isn't even remotely being considered, would be to put these in the bin, and that would be a complete and utter criminal waste of everyone's time and effort to make these, and also of perfectly functional parts, which is why sending them abroad, even just putting 100 3D printed parts, 100 shields in a box and saying that there you go, and then obviously they can just have them in a box in a hospital somewhere, grab hold of one of each piece and go. It's a lot better.
So, Paul, China, that comment made me laugh about the Chinese CE mark. I'm not going to read it out there. Okay, so Mickey Mouse again, dumping in quotation marks. I wouldn't say this is dumping. I'm pretty sure these are going to be they're going to be used, and they're going to be used to save lives, mate. But yeah, I ain't got any comments on that.
Alan Jackson. Yeah, that's one of the avenues we are talking to see obviously obviously everyone knows who they are. That is one of the options we're looking at and going through. Obviously, the route which we're looking at talking to the Red Cross is a very different set of routes for the UK as it is for abroad. They have an entirely different arm for the UK. So we are having that conversation in the coming days, along with other options that we have as well.
Yeah, I think Alan, Alfie has just answered your question there, Duncan. Has anyone got any more questions or comments before I say my bit and we'll just wrap it up?
No, the only thing would be for those that are still around in the Slack for the rest of this week, then by all means keep an eye. We'll be putting out an official statement over the next few days that will say what exactly is going on and what we've got set up.
Okay, so I'm just going to say my bit. Firstly, I would like to say thank you to Mike, who's come on board recently and helping Annie out a lot with the CE stuff. We wouldn't have known what we've known without him, and he's been really appreciative there. Really helpful. So then I would like to go thank our two biggest partners in my eyes. Obviously, when I say biggest, I mean the earliest they came on board with RS and Igus. Igus being they reached out through me on Slack, and I spoke to Dean, and it was really cool when I figured out that they made the Droylin bearings that was in my AM8, and I didn't realise. And then working with Laura and Matthew has been really cool, and they're really helpful and so generous in what they've been giving to us. Like, they're not just packing; they're providing all the boxes, the packing in documents which I messed up and had to reprint, or everything, the work and the times I put an effort into doing that assembly line, and letting use their space. RS components, you guys have been amazing as well. Alison and Rob from RS, been speaking to them constantly over the last month and a half now to a month. Donated so much plastic, so much plastic, and donated so much time to us, and so countless calls, and within their printing hub as well. I wanted to say a huge thank you to Med Supply as well. Maxine, I spoke to Maxine about 2 months ago now for the first time, messaged all of the members of Med Supply when I was about 5 on LinkedIn, trying to reach out to them. And that's how we partnered up with Maxine. That that was really great relationship because they tested a lot of the headbands we designed in the initial stages and put us in touch with some really cool people. Finally, I would like to say a huge thank you to our team. Like that includes task force, that includes the admin team, that includes Mason, Trez, Jacob, Tom, that includes anyone who's helped us out on the Slack, Tony Sutton as well. You guys have been amazing, and as I've been saying to all the partners over the last couple of days, I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. Like nagging us on at like 2 a.m. in the morning, like giving us motivation to keep on continuing, and like Adam sitting there shooting down my dumbass ideas. Verdun doing all the socials and literally haven't had to worry about the socials at all. Alfie in his cave coding away, and he's come out of nowhere and brought so much game to the table with the CE stuff as well. And then yeah, honestly, it's been so cool to work with you guys. People I've never met before over the past 2 months. I just roped them in from Slack when we first started our Slack, and I was sending you guys the emails, which I'm to like 700 people, and then we started up Slack. But yeah, that is all I really want to say. There's not much else more to say. We'll be releasing official statement. I'll be doing my bit, and we'll have the countries where these end up at. And I just wanted to leave it on. This isn't a wasted time. This isn't a wasted effort. We're going to be helping so many people, and I want to thank you guys especially for helping those people. It's just a shame that it's had to end this way, but we have fought like nothing else to try and make this work. Tim, yeah, mate, we will do. We'll be putting some stuff out, don't you worry. We'll put an official statement, and we'll be doing something really. We'll show you exactly where this stuff has gone when we've got it out the door. Other than that, that's it from me. And unless anyone else has any other questions or any other admin members want to say anything, we'll wrap it up there. Yeah, definitely, Paul. I'll have a beer somewhere. Can't wait. Anyone else? Awesome. Cheers, guys. Thanks, Alfie. Let's see you guys later.